Hello and welcome to Indian Markets Unveiled, the podcast where we decode the Indian financial markets. It's 29th September and let's take you through the market wrap as it was the first day of the new series and the last day of the weekend, that is, the Friday. So India's benchmark stock indices saw some gains to close on Friday's session higher after rising over 1% on an intraday basis. But the crux of the week was that the Sensex, Nifty and Bank Nifty declined for the second week in a row. However, if we consider today's closing, the Sensex closed around 320 points on an up move at 65,828, while the Nifty closed around 115 points up at 19,638 levels. The pharma, metal and media sectors led advances as Nifty closed above 19,600 levels. Some signs of support were coming in from the global markets as well, as we did see the European markets saw an increase while they opened in the afternoon. The stocks rose on the last trading day of the quarter. Europe's stock 600 equity index rose more than around 0.5% at open, buoyed also by data showing a fall in French inflation. However, if we have a look at the US markets, the uptick in sentiments was followed by a strong Wall Street close on Thursday as well, especially for the tech blue chips such as Nvidia Corp and Meta Platform. Well, we should not forget the Asian markets as shares in Hong Kong and Australia saw an up move, though mainland Chinese markets are shut through the end of the next week. So we can say that the global markets also tried to support as we see an eventual impact on the domestic markets. Coming towards the stock-specific approach, ICICI Bank, NTPC, Hindalco, Reliance Industries and State Bank of India were positively adding to the change in the Nifty 50 index, whereas Adani Enterprises, Infosys, Tata Consultancy Services, HCL Technologies and LTI Mindtree were negatively contributing to the change during the session. But as we discussed, the indices declined for the second week in a row on Friday. So clearly, on a weekly basis, we did see a decline this week as well. The Sensex fell almost 0.27% and Nifty was lower by around 0.18% this week. Last week, the headline indices snapped 3 weeks of advances as the BSE Sensex index fell around 3% and Nifty 50 index was lower by around 2.5%. If we have a look at the sector-specific approach, Nifty Realty and Pharma rose the most this week, whereas Nifty IT and Media fell the most during the week. Well, the broader market indices ended higher. The mid-cap index was up around 1.5%, whereas the small-cap index was up around 0.5%. 18 out of the 20 sectors compiled by BSE advanced, while 2 declined. However, the BSE Healthcare and BSE Metal gained the most during the week. The market breadth was skewed in the favor of the buyers. About 2,353 stock rose, 1,275 declined, while 153 remained unchanged on the BSE. So all in all, it has been a challenging week for the markets. However, we can say the second challenging week for the markets on a constant basis. But there are some stocks and some sectors which are trying to constantly support the market. And if we have a look, we have seen some signs of gains into those stocks and sectors as well. However, some sort of support is coming in from the global markets as well. Also, let's take a quick look at what happened to the energy prices. The oil prices retreated, giving investors and the broader economy a slight reprieve. US West Texas Intermediate futures fell around 2% to settle at $91, while Brent dropped around 1.2% to settle at $95 per barrel. Taking a look at the currency, the rupee strengthened against the US dollar. The local currency, that is the INR, strengthened 15 paise to close at 83 rupees and 4 paise against the US dollar on Friday. It closed at 83 rupees and 19 paise on Thursday. On the Friday session to close with, the yield on the 10-year bond ends lower. The yield on the 10-year bond closed 2 basis points lower at 7.22% on Friday. So all in all, the key highlights for Friday's session were that the Sensex and Nifty declined for the second week in a row. So that's the market wrap. The currency, the rupee strengthened against the US dollar. On a stock-specific approach, Lupin's Nagpur facility ends with voluntary action indicated classification. However, Sensex, Nifty They rose 1% as Reliance and ICICI Bank lead. This is the closing which we are talking about for the Friday session. However, on a weekly basis, this was the second week when the markets did see a downtrend. Again, on a stock-specific note, Union Bank of India has around 12.5 lakh shares change hands. So another stock which is to be kept an eye on for the Monday session. So that's the market wrap for Friday session, the market wrap for this week. The market looks uncertain and volatile. However, there are support levels also coming in from different places which needs to be considered. In uncertain scenarios, one needs to be extremely cautious. Taking the right decision is what will give you an upper edge. Research is the backbone of successful portfolio creation. Wealth creation is an art we understand. We have our exclusive research services which is proven to be successful. Our research service has a success ratio worth having a look at. To avail our exclusive services, we invite you to join us. Just click on the link below and that's it. Fill in your basic details and our team will reach out to you. Let us together explore the world of wealth creation. Thank you.